Hello. This is for at Moontime888 on Twitter. Uh, they've posted a shout out to the community. They're saying planning to delegate my Cardano to a new stake pool. Which pool should I move to? And so I thought what I could do is give them a little guided tour of everyone who has thrown their hat in the ring and help them find which pool might be good for them. So to do this, I'm going to use the website, right, that I made, and we'll pop it open. And first thing we're going to do is, in this view, we're looking at the total network, but actually for what they're doing, they're going to want to look at the relays layer. So we go over into this tab, we click the eyeball on the relays layer, we turn it off on stake density and relay density, and then we can go over into the filters and add a filter, and we'll choose ticker, pool ticker, and now we can enter tickers of the pools that have replied, and we can kind of see where they're at, right? So we hit grow is the first one that I'm seeing right here. We hit grow, we can see we're seeing 2 relays registered on chain. Because grow's first on the list, I'll just preface this a little bit more than usual. This doesn't mean Grow only has 2 relays. It means that I've found 2 relays registered on chain at present for them. So it could be that Grow is using some dark relays and other kind of stuff, right? But we're seeing 2 relays on Azure, which I think matches with what I've seen him advertise in his little videos, which are quite nice. And a few things you can see here is what the total stake in his pool. I'll try to do this as we're going along. He's got 200,000 pledge, a good sized pledge. It means he's got a lot of skin in the game. He's got what 21 million in his pool, so you'll be making blocks all the time, getting rewards every 5 days. He's got the lowest min fee. He's got a decently low percent fee, and what he's on Azure. Azure is not overcrowded, actually, in terms of the amount of ADA that's staked on it relative to the other big cloud providers like AWS and Google Cloud Platform. It looks like he's got a nice set of relays running out of here, so that's grow. He's also a very friendly dude and something of a peacemaker in the Cardano. So want to support that. That's not a bad idea. Next up on our list, I'm just going to scroll down, is Dead. I'm going to add her in here. Dead. Right? Dead is over in Korea. 340,000 ADA. So maybe what I'll do actually here, I'm going to keep a running highest pledge, lowest fee, right? Different categories, and help you a little bit depending on what you're looking for. This and new note. And this is at, what was the name? Moontime 88. At Moontime 8888. And we'll just keep track of pledge, fee, stake size, and what else? What else do we want to keep track of? I think those are the main things, right? For economic incentive, maybe relays, highest number of relays. We'll give a shout out to that person. And pledge fee stake, cent fee. I don't think infra provider makes sense. Okay. So pledge is going to go to Dead so far. She's got 340K. Fee, I think, is Grow. Got 2.8%. Stake, I think, is also Grow. I think it was like 21 million. And relays, I'm going to put Dead so far with 3. Okay. That makes sense what we're trying to do. That is Ada Angel. She's also a really nice person, fun in the community, doing a lot of stuff. Next up is John Carlos Brinker with Brada. Looks like Brada has a relay over here in Sao Paulo. I think Brada is also a Cardano Foundation ambassador, if I'm not mistaken. Looks like he's got, this is Finland, right? He's got a relay over in Finland, and he's got a relay in Sao Paulo. So he's covered his bases all over the world, and or in 2 chunks of the world. I also know he's on Hetzner, which is one of the big European ISPs, and GCP, which is kind of interesting. He's got multiple cloud vendors, right? So if GCP were to go down, he's still got this Hetzner connection, so that's cool. I'm gonna add in something for infra there. I'm gonna say Brada has GCP and Hetzner. So if you, I will award the infra category to whoever has the most different number of infrastructure providers. That makes sense. And let's call it exotic locale. For having relays in a cool place, I'm also going to say Brada so far because he's got, it's not just Sao Paulo, it's not just Finland. Got, I think, the coolest combination of relays in Sao Paulo and, right? And what was his stuff? I think what I'll kind of call out is if anything is a little bit maybe weird or raises some eyebrows, right? So if someone had like a super high fee or a super low pledge, I'm not saying that they're bad or whatever, but maybe raise some eyebrows or follow up with them on why they're doing that, right? Like if they've only got a 500 ADA pledge, you might want to ask them, you know, maybe that's all they can do and they're really passionate and they're trying to contribute to the community in other ways. So that could be something. But Brada's not that. He's got 160,000 pledge. He's got what? 14 million. So again, he's going to be making tons of blocks for you, and you're not going to have to worry about not getting blocks. And he's got a pretty low fee, I think. Actually, ding dong, his fee is the lowest so far. Brada is going to take over our fee winner, 2%. Cool, cool, cool. And his pledge was not, yeah, the highest. Delays. Good. Next up, who do we have? We've got Banderini. What is Banderini's? I don't think his ticker is Banderini. Banda. Why no Banda? Out Banda. Pool Tool IO. Hey, Mr. Patel from Infinity Pool. Just saw chat. Sorry. We're trying to help out this user over here on Twitter. Who is it? Moontime888. If you haven't posted already, you should go throw your pool in the competition. He's gonna be delegating to one of the pools in here. So I'm just trying to help him understand a little bit the different pools that have given him or called out to him. So if you want him to consider you, throw Infinity Pool in there too, Patel. Okay, so what were we looking at? Brada, for some reason, is not showing up on my Cardano map. So, not Brada, what was it? Banda. Banda showing up here. Full name is Banderini. So we'll just say his pledge is 280. That's decent. His variable fee, ding ding ding, winner winner chicken dinner. Banda with 1.8%. Their stake is 1 million. So Banda is just on the cusp of supposedly minting blocks every epoch with like I think it's 1.32 million. People have said that it's probably more reliable around 2 to 3 million ish. So there's that. But it looks like their live stake is 4.2. So I'm guessing they were one of the pools that got selected by the IOHK. So from now on, they should be regularly minting um, whatever blocks regularly. So that's cool. And I can't see their relays or anything because, like I said, they didn't show up on the map. So I can't consider them for infrastructure or exotic locale. We're going a holy. It's also a good test for me to see pools of the a holy. I haven't tested any of this, right? My first time seeing this stuff. It's like a holy is. I don't think this is Frankfurt. I think what is Stuttgart. Turn on some part of Germany near Koblenz, Kaiserslautern, Bonn. A little bit west of Frankfurt, like maybe a third of the way between Frankfurt and Luxembourg. So that's a cool. I wonder if a holy has something to do with the Holy Roman Empire. Let's check out a holy. What does he got? He's got one relay. He's got 2,000 ADA pledge, which is a little bit on the lower side. Got 5,000 ADA in his pool, and 3% fee, whatever. So if you were to delegate to a holy, you would make him super super happy. This is a small pool. Don't know how long he's been running, but he seems like a passionate dude, and you would be really helping decentralization if you delegated to him. He's running on a unique infrastructure provider, Vodanet. I guess this is part of Vodafone. So this might be a bare metal or co-located relay. So that's pretty cool. Good for Ada Holy. Next pool is NVSTX. Check this out. X. They come from. Appeared in the Northwest. NBSDX, he's got a YouTube channel. You can get to know him a little bit better on his YouTube channel over there. He has got a big pledge. He's going in for our slot. NBSDX has a 1 million pledge. Total stake is 1.9 million. So half of the ADA in his pool is from him. He's on Azure. Like I said, Azure is the good thing about Azure is you get a very professional host who's not got a lot of ADA on it. So, kind of best of both worlds, I think, in terms of you don't have to, how do you say, worry about AWS or Google, but you also get a really solid, bulletproof. It's not like some mom and pop shop that's doing this stuff. So, NVSTX in Seattle. Of course, I don't know where Moon Time 888 is from, so he or she might choose a pool based on, not just these factors of pledge, fee, stake, relays, but he might, if he's from Kazakhstan and we find a Kazakhstani pool, that might be what does it for him, right? So, kind of what we're looking at here. Atlas is next up. Atlas. Looks like they were in Frankfurt. I'm wondering if both their relays are in Frankfurt. Not seeing anything else pop up on the map, so I'm thinking they might both be in Frankfurt. Trying to see. Atlas has got another big pledge. 2 relays, 500,000, 4.7 million. So this is just at the level where they're probably regularly producing one block without having to deal with any randomness. Very low fee. We're gonna take it from Banda. Atlas is our new low fee winner with 0.8% fee. You might want to check on Atlas. I don't know if this is a promotional fee. So usually the fees that are this low are like a temporary thing to help them get above a certain level. Like I've set my fee to 0% until I have 5 million stake. So depending on how you feel about stuff like that, you might look for just try to clear that up. But it could be his permanent fee of 0.8%. Who knows? So that's cool for Atlas. I think Kurtopia, I don't see anything here, but I'm guessing they are asking for your consideration. Kurtopia is probably somewhere in Turkey, unless they've located their relay someplace else. Yep. Relays are in the UK. But this pool, from what I gather, is how do you say? I don't know if they're in support of independent Kurdistan or Kurdish nation between Turkey and Syria and all that stuff. But from what I've gathered, their people have gone through a lot the last couple of years, and so that is the cool thing. If that's something you want to support, they've got a huge pledge. Might be a nation. They've got 3,005,000 ADA as their pledge. So they're going to take the winner for that. How much? 3.3 million. So they've got 10 times the pledge than they do the stake. And they're running on DigitalOcean. DigitalOcean is a big, reliable cloud provider. Hey, Nostradamus, everyone. Being Nostradamus in chat. I'm supposed to give you a call, aren't I, Nostradamus? I apologize. Things have been a little bit crazy here. Talk after this if you're still up for it. So what we're doing, if you're joining us midstream, is we are just going through the different pools that have asked to be considered by Mr. Moontime888 over in the bottom right-hand corner of my screen over here. He's saying that he's planning to delegate his Cardano, and I'm hoping that maybe this run-through of all the different pools that have asked for his consideration will help them come to a better decision about what they want to do. So we're just adding in the tickers of the pools as we go along, and we're keeping track of who has the highest pledge, the lowest fees, the highest stake, the most relays, the most different infrastructure providers, and the coolest relay locations in aggregate, so that they can come to a better decision. So where did we get? We got to Curd. Next is Bicep. Go to Bicep. Good morning, James. James just joined the stream. So Bicep, where is Bicep? I might have to turn off some of these other. Oh, I think he's in LA. Maybe that's San Francisco. Maybe that's LA. Hey, Philip. Philip is a new user. Welcome, Philip. So seems like we got 6 people in the chat now. So what we're doing is, I just thought it would be fun. Moontime888 has asked for a recommendation on a stake pool to delegate to, and he's going to pick a pool from one of these pools that have replied to him. And so what I'm doing is I'm using this tool that I developed, monadpool.com/cardano.html. Anyone has a better name? I think Nostradamus, you can probably come up with a good name for this tool, right? This is not a catchy name. Like maybe like Zen Pool Finder or something with meditation in it. So helping them go through all the different pools, show him how to use this list or this tool, and we're trying to just keep track of who might be the winner in these different categories depending on what they're going after. So Bicep is a new pool that just started. They got 26,000 ADA pledge. Going forward, I mean, you'll probably see most new pools with this or less amount of pledge, right? Because this is not a insignificant amount of money anymore. This is around 15 grand US dollars, right? Their total stake is only 6,200, so that's a little bit confusing to me because it should at least be pledge amount. So they just upped their pledge. So declared pledge over here is saying 800, live stake 6,200. We'll see about that. And their fee is 3.5%. They're on DigitalOcean. DigitalOcean's a big, reliable provider, so that's Bicep. Yeah, Philip. I don't know if you see Nostradamus in this chat, but when I first got into Cardano, I would search for Cardano on YouTube, sort by the most recent videos, and just go through and watch everything. So I know how you feel, and yeah, it's quite fun when you first get in, right? You're just looking for like the most up to date recent content, and yeah, I hope if you haven't staked yet, or if you're looking to buy ADA, we got a few really experienced people in the chat. I'm sure you can ask any questions, and they will be happy to help you, and I'll be happy to help. Well, let's keep going. Atlas, Herd, Bicep. We got Mugi. Okay, I don't know if this is Muggy or in Japanese it's written as Mugi. And I think this is a Japanese pool. I think I've seen them around quite a bit. Named in memory of grandmother. Yeah. Something. This is Japanese. So I'm guessing this is a Japanese person. But they're saying please consider share pool. So let's look up share. I don't know. I'm gonna throw Mugi in here too, because I think even though they're saying to consider someone else, I respect him for nominating someone else. So it looks like Mugi has 2 relays. Big pledge, not the biggest, but this is like $400,000 worth of ADA in pledge right now. They've got 16 million staked, so you'll be getting rewards all the time. 3% fee. DigitalOcean. Don't know where their other relay is. I want to keep running along and see all the relays that we have that have been asked to been considered. So I'm not going to turn anything off, but we found one of his relays, Mugi's relays. So let's go and add the next pool in, which is share pool. Where did share pop up? Didn't see it. It's probably in one of these already existing locations. Might have to turn off some of the other relays to find where share is. Okay, we'll come back at the end and add everything back in to share. Okay, share is over here on DigitalOcean. 2 relays, 100,000 pledge. What do we got? 600,000 ADA staked. James, can you throw a link to that awesome rap video in the chat? I think he's talking about you, Nostradamus. I think James is also glad to see you back. You don't know how much we missed you, man. Your passion is awesome. It's great to see. So share. I don't think share wins any awards over here, but they're on DigitalOcean. They're about halfway to minting blocks every epoch, and like a cool pool, and for some reason this other stake pool operator nominated them, so that's got to say something about them, right? That in the cutthroat business of and IOHK just delegated 3.2 million, so they will be minting blocks regularly from now on. So that's good. There, RGM coin, ADA Heart. Heart makes these infographics that help you stake, explain the staking process, and Heart that is a pretty cool location. I don't think I've seen anyone with a relay in Ukraine yet. Yeah, I think as soon as this call is over, Nostradamus, I'll give you a ring if you're available. So Heart has got a relay in London and a relay somewhere in Ukraine. They got 57,000 ADA pledged, 2 relays, and 4.6 million ADA in the what do you call it, in the pool. 2% fee is pretty low on DigitalOcean. That's cool. If any of you guys in chat, if you want to throw out pools that you would like him to also consider, or pools that you're considering, let me know. And when I see it in chat, I will pull them up here and we can check them out too. Okay. I intended this just to be a video for this guy, but I thought, if I'm doing it, I might as well have some fun, and or it will not let me add links to your chat. I don't know if it's moderated. Okay, Nostradamus did do that. So Loop Pool and Karma Pool. Let's go check out Loop Pool and Karma Pool as per Nostradamus' suggestions. Loop has got, looks like Austria. He's got 1 relay in Austria. He's got 100,000 pledge there. And he's got, what do you say? 1.2? Is that 1. Yeah. 1.29 total stake. 1.29 million total stake. So he's just there on the edge of minting every epoch. That's cool. Congratulations to them. That's where I'm trying to get to. What was the other one? Karma Pool? Is the other pool called Pool, or is that just another thing? Oh, asking for a cool name. Yeah, isn't it funny? Loop and Karma are also pools. I didn't know that's what you were responding to. Okay, Karma is another pool though. They've got 2 relays. Karma was your pool name? Someone jack your pool name? What do they got? They got 1.26 million in pledge. That's a pretty big pledge, but not the winner yet. And 16 million ADA staked. And they're on Comcast. This might be a bare metal server. Karma running out of their house or something. That's cool. People say that, like an at-home pool is not reliable enough, but if they have a normal internet and maybe they're using like a backup cellular plan or something like that, and they have an uninterruptible power supply for their nodes, I think it's sufficient, and I think it really does add a lot of value to the network to not be on one of the big cloud providers. Ban from CF? How do they ban you from? They could ban you from the forums, but they can't ban you from running your own pool, can they? I don't think that's possible. I don't think there's permissions. If you want to open your pool, man, Nostradamus, you can open your. I'll help you do that. If that's something you want to do. Next is Topo. Oh, from the yeah, but you can do Twitter. You can't do the Reddit and you can't do the Cardano Foundation forums, but you can do whatever you want on Twitter, and you can do YouTube, whatever you want. YouTube is the most important platform, I think, for getting delegators. It doesn't, the forums and all those other places don't really matter. So, hey James, if you want to send me a link, your video, maybe I'll be able to link it. Telegram or some other place, or on Twitter, and I'll copy and paste it into chat for you. Okay, James. So we're moving right along. Topo's got 6 relays. Ding, ding, ding. Topo gonna take the lead. Got 6 relays. Yeah, a lot of pool operators giving up Nostradamus. Topo's got 6 relays. Right away, he wins the relay competition. He's got 120,000 ADA pledge, decent chunk of ADA. He's definitely going to be serious about running his pool. He's got 1.6 million staked, so Topo will be producing blocks almost every epoch. He's on Contabo, which is one of the large providers. I've never heard of them, but I see them quite regularly. And he's also got a 1% fee, so he's not the winner, but he's quite close here. I'd say right now, Topo is kind of looking like a major threat. And he's a very handsome dude. I talked with him on a podcast, and I just felt very inferior and embarrassed to have my face on the podcast. So, if that's what you're looking for, a handsome pool operator, I'd go with Topo. Next is Fancy. Fancy's got 2 relays. He's got 100,000 pledge and 7.2 million over here, and that, and 2.7 fee on AT&T. This is probably another bare metal pool at home. If any of these pools are watching and I make a mischaracterization of your pool, please feel free to correct me in a comment below. I'm not trying to mischaracterize anything, so I'm just doing the best I can with what I see here. So he's got 2 relays in this location. We're seeing the first one and another one from him. So I'm guessing this is a bare metal pool running out of his house. Looking for some entertainment while you watch the stream, and put these videos on. Have been made. First one, second one. Oh, he's your developer. Your developer guy, Nostradamus shop. So that's Fancy. Let's get back to the run through. Coco, this Coco guy has got a really cute little pool mascot, and he's saying he just got 3 million from the Cardano Foundation. So whatever we see here might not be accurate if the delegation hasn't shown up yet. So yeah, Coco's got 2 relays. It looks like maybe the border of France and Germany. Whoa! Right on the border in Saarbrücken. Coco, 375,000 pledge, 2 relays, and 400,000 ADA stake. So they're grinding, they're hustling. He's got a 500 min fee. This is interesting. He's chosen to raise his min fee, but he's got a pretty low percentage fee. So what that tells me is that he's looking to, cover some costs every epoch that he gets a block, and he's looking to give a discount on the percentage fee, right? Because maybe he could be charging 4 to 5% or something, but he'd rather only take 2% and have more of his fee, his costs covered by that min fee. So that's cool. I like to see people with different business models and approaches. Let's see who's next. Sean McMurdo with Squid, it looks like. James has just announced in chat that he's dropping a new song in about a week. So on Cardano Radio, you should all be hyped for the new Cardano single. Let's see what's next. Squid. And I think Infinity Pool is next. Infinity Pool's in chat. If Infinity Pool, Patel, can you hear me? If you wanna have anything mentioned special to Moontime 8888, put it in chat, and I'll be sure to read it out loud for you. You're still in here. Where is Squid at? Squid looks like he's got a relay over New York. Nope, not New York. Virginia. Squid has got 4 relays. Decent amount. Got 200,000 pledge. Right, James, right here on YouTube. 200,000 pledge. 12 million stake. Gonna be minting every day. And he's tied for the lowest fee. So I'm gonna add in Atlas and Squid over here, 0.8%. So if one of these things is a tiebreaker for you, if you're looking for the lowest percentage fee, Moontime 888, what you would do is compare Atlas and Squid on these other things. I'm not doing a comprehensive comparison. I'm just keeping track of first place in these different categories. Oh my God, James, we're gonna release this. Talking about Monad Records now. James, you can't do that. You gotta make bread in curves and crypto, man. We'll consider it. I'll give you the monetized money from the ad play if it comes out ever. So that's Squid Pool on AWS. 4 relays is a lot of relays. Good for Squid. He's helping to spread stuff around. It looks like, from what I can tell, all those relays are in Virginia. I think this is a major AWS zone. Did it say AWS? Yeah. This is one of like the major AWS data centers in the world. Is the Virginia. There's some services, I think your DNS servers, they have to be run out of Virginia. So that's cool. Big AWS data center for Squid. Next up is Infinity Xstar. Xstar, are you still in chat? I can't see the participant. So Infinity Pool. He is got 150,000 pledge, got 291,000 stake, 340 fee, 3% fee. He's on Google Cloud, and I think he's in Finland, or is this Estonia? He's in Finland, in Lapinranta. That's not. I don't think they say Lapinranta like a Latino. I don't think that was a Latino accent either, though. So, but cool pool, small pool, independent pool. Did you hear? Did you hear that we rebranded? We are no longer calling small pools small pools. We are calling small pools INDEPENDT Dake pools. Okay. Hey James, this is. Do you know Lil Boozy and Lil Fat? Go Google this, James, if you want to listen to some good rap to get you inspired for your next thing. For whatever reason, I love this dumb song. Okay, that was Squid, and we did Xstar Infinity. Infinity, if you are in chat, your last chance. Shout out to Moontime 888 and say whatever you want to about your pool. Who's next? Queen Ada Staking or the Single Pool Alliance? Okay. Chain Ups has given a shout out to the Single Pool Alliance. Let's check these out. I'm not gonna go through all of these, but these guys are. I think they've made a pledge that they will only ever open one pool. So, TTS 17, BSP, Monkey. These are pools that are really dedicated to running a single pool only. Well, that's cool. That's very important. I think if you're wondering why, I've made a few videos when I'm feeling very emo and depressed about the Cardano network that I've put on my channel rather unwisely, because the main thing is always to be smiling and positive. But this is really important for Cardano, that there are pool operators like this who are dedicated to decentralization. Super critical. Next up is Ada Sui. Check out Sui. TUI is in, looks like Switzerland. That makes sense. Saying they're a Swiss pool. But you'd be surprised the number of pools from a country who locate their infrastructure in another country. Not good or bad. Monad is run out of America and Amsterdam right now. I'm looking to add more relays, but I live in Japan, so that is an example of that myself. We've got one relay registered on the chain. They could have more dark relays, so it doesn't mean that they only have the one. They've got 64,000 ADA pledged. They've got 4.5 million staked, so they'll be minting all the time. They've got I think this is, I respect pools that run a little bit higher fees. I wouldn't say higher. I think 5% was what people thought would be the norm, and it really doesn't affect your rewards very much at all. They're running on a smaller provider, which is good, rather than AWS GCP. So this is probably some like high quality Swiss chocolate, Swiss watches, something like that. TUI. And it looks like they might be lowering their fee to 0% for now, promotionally, but the last chain data we have for them is showing 5%. So that's that. Next up is Gaia. I think Gaia is like Latin for Earth, according to the 90s video games I used to play. Kid. Where's Gaia at? Gaia looks like they've got 2 relays in Kansas, in Omaha, Nebraska, and in Oregon. Like, might be Seattle. I'm not going to zoom in over there. Got 2 relays, 28,000 pledge, 190,000 staked, 345 ADA mint fee, 4% fee. They're on, this one is on GCP. I'm going to check the other one, see. Other one's also on GCP. GCP is if you're a stake pool operator, I kind of recommend getting started on GCP more than AWS. I just find the interface a little bit like more modern and clean. If you want to use one of the big providers, it's also not as crowded as AWS, so that's good, right? You can spread out your ADA stake onto, if you're going to be on a big provider, you can make it not AWS because AWS is killing it right now. So next up, have IB. IB's in Denver. Probably some snow dude. 20,000 pledge. 34,000 staked. Is that right? 34,000 staked. So they're hustling, and I don't know who this provider is, but that's probably some local ISP. This is a small independent pool, and they're asking for support. If you consider them, I'm sure they would be super happy about that. Next up is Hotel. Hotel, Motel, Holiday Inn. Where's Hotel at? Hotel is in, looks close to Amsterdam. 5 relays. 340 fee. 32 million. Is that it? I think Hotel is on top with 32 million. This is the pool that has a podcast. And I think they have a initiative that if they get to like 64 million ADA staked, they will rename their hotel as Hotel Cardano, which you can never leave. Ha 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 ha. Next up is Blue. So that just to be clear, they had a big pledge, low fee, and a whole lot of stake. So very regular rewards. Regular and close to average. Next up is Blue. Like Blue might have Blue and Blue 2. Blue is on the border of Frankfurt or Germany and France. 3 relays, 103,000, 532,000 staked, 2% fee on OVH, and Canada. Fun combination. Canada and Germany. Next up is peer. Nostradamus, you trying to get me to fight with somebody? Not finding peer on the. Go check them out over here. Peer staking. Did they? This might be just a brand new pool. Yeah. So this is brand new. I haven't pulled them in my data yet. So this guy's just started. He's got 20,000 ADA staked. He's got 10,000 pledge. I don't know where he's located because, like I said, they need to be around long enough that I can vacuum them into my data set. And yeah, there's that. Next up is Air. You ever listen to Air, Nostradamus? The trippy French band. What is it like? That movie they made the soundtrack to. Walkie Talkie. Very trippy. Nice to listen to French music. French people speaking English music. You love it? Yeah. Do they also have French songs as well? I used to have a lot of their albums. I haven't listened to them in a while, but yeah, they're quite cool. Air is on GCP. They've got 4 relays. I'm gonna go hunting for their relays. I see one in the middle of the U.S., one in looks like Belgium. Oh, Air. Watch out, Nostradamus. Got 134,000 pledge and 5.3 million ADA staked. 5% fee on GCP. See if we can find. They might have 2 relays in both of these locations because I'm not seeing them in other places. So we can check quickly. Yeah, so we see this Air. We see Air also is listed here. And yeah, Air is appearing here. So they've got 2 relays in Belgium and 2 relays in the middle of the United States. And I don't think they had anything else. 134,000 ADA pledge 5%. Yeah, okay. Next up, Free York, like for Yorkish independence. Yorkshire, is that a UK local problem mostly? Yeah, they know where the money's at. Yeah, I got you. No, that's cool. They're in Turkey. I think they have one in looks like San Francisco. 3 relays, 50,000 pledge, 69,000 stake, 1% fee, so a low fee on DigitalOcean, and also Istanbul. If you want to go on vacation and visit your stake pool operator, you can see some beautiful stuff in Constantinople, Istanbul. Not a lot of pools over there, but pretty cool. They got 3 relays, 50,000 stake. Yeah, we went over that, 69,000 stake. So this is a small pool, probably just starting out. Be super happy if they could pick up a delegator. Dolca, Italian. Got a .eu domain. Where they? Czechia. Not in Prague, but over in the east. So maybe not Italian, but whatever, Slavic or Germanic language. What about these Europeans? Is Czechia, is that a Germanic language or a Slavic language? They've got 1 relay. They've got 50,000 pledge, and they've got 3.2 million in their pool stake. So they will be producing rather regularly. Next up is Sport. If you delegate to us, you will be our only delegator, the one special one. Let's check out Sport. Sport. I'm guessing they're new. They're not showing up here, so we might have to find them on Pool Tool. Sport. Port has got 30,000 stake, 10,000 pledge, 30,000 stake. I don't know where this is coming from. Small pool, trying to make it in the stake game, which is not easy. Go slow, Slovenian pool. I think Slovenia is the country that Melania's from. Is it? Slovenia. There you go. And yep, they've even got a relay in Slovenia. So that's cool. 30,400 pledge, 88,000 stake, 1%. They've also got another relay over in Belgium. And they also, I saw this earlier on Twitter, they got their second block just now, on February 7th. So good for them. GRC1. Yeah, man. Got to start a stake pool, James. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We might have a new winner in exotic locale. GRC1. He has got 4 relays. 30,000 pledge, 424,000 staked, and it looks like GRNet. This is probably like Greece, or Greek ISP in I'm guessing Athens. Yep, they got 1 relay in Athens. They've got DigitalOcean over in Germany. They've got DigitalOcean over in Seattle. And they've got DigitalOcean over here. So I'm gonna give this as a tie from Brada, GRC1, because could argue maybe they've got some Greek ISP plus DigitalOcean. So I would say GRC1 might be in the lead slightly because GCP and Hetzner are both pretty big, at least on the Cardano network. Hetzner is big. I've never heard of them, but they're one of the top ISPs on the Cardano network. So the fact that this guy GRC1 has got a very local ISP makes it a little bit cooler. And I don't know, even in India too. I'm gonna also add them in with Brada down here because they've got, I think that's Bangalore, India. Right, India. Got Greece, got Germany, and the USA. So this, you know, Brada is cool. He's got Sao Paulo and Finland, but what GRC has done, he's got India and Greece, which are 2 weird or unique locations, adding value to the network, and they've also tied in a relay um in the major, DigitalOcean Germany data center, as well as over on the West Coast. So that's what they're doing. Pretty cool. 30,000 pledge, 400,000 stake, no fees. Pizza Man, Slice Steak Pool. Check out Slice. I see. Yeah, James. A lot. Yeah. I mean, especially now. I think pledges are not for most new pools not going to be so high. Most people aren't going to be able to acquire hundreds of thousands of ADA now. Start a stake pool with. So as K goes up, you'll probably be a lead stake pool operator. Okay, so Slice has got 2 relays, 50,000 pledge, 200 total stake. I'm gonna check this because this does out Slice. I'm looking at the second pool. So they've got 2 pools. So 4.49 million in the other one, and 200 in the new pool they just opened up. Not sure why they opened up. given that they've only favorites. Your favorite, Patrick. What we're doing is we are live streaming. Planning to delegate my Cardano ADA to a new stake pool. Which pool should I move to? I don't know if you saw this. Have you thrown your ring in, your hat in the ring, Patrick, for Moontime 888 to delegate to? So what I thought I'd do is I just run through all the pools. I'd keep track of who had the highest pledge, lowest fee, most stake, most number of relays, coolest infrastructure mix, and coolest locations. And yeah, Patrick. I think Babel's doing pretty good right now, right? I think in case you're not okay, let's pull up Babel. If you haven't nominated yourself, I am nominating Babel for you. Babel. Oh, and Morn is here too. We got all the single pool, all the single pool ladies in here. It's Morn is my twin. We both we both produce blocks in like Epic 239 and 241, and we both have very similar stakes. Babel's got 74,000 ADA pledged. My goal, Patrick, is to catch up to you in pledge. I got to 64,000. I'm gonna try to knock you out. If I can't compete with the stake, I'm at least gonna compete on pledge with Patrick over here. He's got a relay. He's a student. He's a computer science student. He's a hardworking dude. He's got a good YouTube channel where he reviews, what was it, 6 hours of all the catalysts. So there's that. And he's got like 5 million in his pool right now. Started up pretty recently, so that's really cool. Babel or Babel? Babel. I think it's the Tower of Babel. And I think we were almost done with this list before we scrolled up. Where are we at now? Lead stake pool. Getting. Can you guys hear my 3D printer in the background? The fan is pretty loud for me, but I think this microphone doesn't pick it up. That would be pretty cool if it's not. So lead has got 2 relays, 355,000 play. Awesome. And 12 million ADA staked. So there's that. And Tabo, 2 relays. I can't. Where's the other? Probably they got 2 relays in the same data center because I'm not seeing the other relay on this map. That's lead. Luna. The moon. Going to the moon. Going to the Luna. Luna is another Slovenian pool. There's a lot of. This is, I think, the second pool from Slovenia. That's cool. 200,000 pledge. 1.6 million staked. 3% fee on a unique provider. This is not a major provider, so really decentralizing the network infrastructure. Cool. Luna. Next up is One Love. My I think it's my LEDs. That fix it, Patrick? I think the hertz is kind of wonky. Yeah. So if I have the shutter speed too fast, to be weird. Thank you for letting me know, Patrick. I appreciate that. If you can't hear me, I often stream for like 10 or 15 minutes talking to myself, and then someone will tell me in chat, "Hey, we can't hear you." If I'm lucky enough to see the chat, then I can catch. And if you see any weird lighting effects, let me know. Yeah, a lot of Eastern European. I think that's kind of the thing. Just to take a divergent path away from this amazing content of going through stake pools, is I really think that, and it's talked a lot about by the Cardano Foundation and Charles and everybody, that in these countries that are let's say developing or not as major economies, there's so much potential for growth compared to the United States, Germany, and Japan. I probably talked about it a few times, but I lived for 3 years in Mumbai, where I met my wife, uh, and it's just so crazy. Like the economy grows at 8% a year, and then I moved to Japan, for some family reasons, and the economy grows at like 0.5%, and the banking institutions are so rigid. They have all their kind of regulations. I think that it's just so much more interesting, and it's so obvious to me that you know there's an example in India that like I think cell phone in countries like India and China, like, they skipped installing phone lines everywhere and went straight to cellular. And I think in a lot of places, blockchain is not competing with existing banking infrastructure. It is like the first banking infrastructure that these people will have. And so, I can understand why, I mean, Eastern Europe is not, but it's super exciting for them. And I would argue that these pools that are in these regions are going to be critical parts of the infrastructure for dApps to service these people. Because if you're using dApps built on Cardano and all the relays are over in Germany or the United States or Tokyo, that's gonna cause could cause some kind of latency issues and load issues, right? That there were more relays closer to where the people who are using the apps are at, that should make for a better user experience, one would imagine, right? So that's my little tangent on stake pool distribution. If you want to have dApps for Africa, this map needs to change, right? Okay. Um, did we get One Love? One Love. Got One Love. I don't see. Oh, this in Tijuana? Hey, LA got one relay, 295,000 ADA pledge, and looks like 2 million stake. Cool. Cool pool. One Love. I see them on Twitter a lot. If you like the Hemsworth brothers, there's haven't seen them, but they've got a cool little store. Or move your pools to Germany or to Iceland. The Viking pool, Hetzner, 777,000 ADA, 777,000 ADA pledge. That's a pretty big pledge. 1.3 million ADA staked. So most of their pool is their pledge. So he's going to be cracking skulls and dragging people back to their boat as a good Viking. Next up is Adago. Adago, the pool that had some drama with the pledge being stolen and stuff like that. If it's not, I'm very sorry that I asked that. 6 relays. Whoa, 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 whoa. 6 relays. That's tied with Topo. We got 6 relays. 10,000 ADA pledge. 12 million ADA staked. 0% fee. I think this might be that. Any good programmers come from Europe. They just don't have the internet. That's why they programming. Yep. Slightly cheap. I agree. A lot, especially, I don't know, Patrick, what you think about this, but I've noticed in the functional programming community, I don't know if it's mathematics, but um, a lot of the Haskell people that I, learn from online are Eastern European or Russian. Um, my favorite YouTube channel is Tsoding, I think Tsoding. Morn, are you from South Africa? So that's Otago, and Otago has got, it looks like 2 relays in Finland, 2 relays in the UK, 2 relays in here. I'm not trying to crap on Otago, but if you're considering them, just make sure there's some kind of drama that's been going on, and because this pledge is 10,000, I think this is that pool that the guy who was running it and the stake pool pledge owner um had some kind of drama, and somehow the pledge just disappeared, blah 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 blah. That's the only reason I can think of, that this pool that has 10,000 pledge has 12 million staked in it and a 0% fee. I think they're trying to retain some of their delegators right now. So I'm not saying I have no stance on any kind of blame, but I would just be a little bit concerned about this right now. Maybe someone in chat can clarify that if they know what's going on. Next up is Twin One. Twin One. Where you at, Twin One? Twin One stake. 1 relay, 100,000 pledge, 395,000 staked. Very low fee. I'm gonna add them on over the side over here because Twin One, they have the lowest fee so far, but they're still working on getting to a block every epoch. So for Moontime 888, if that's something he wants, he might consider between these 3 pools if he's looking for the lowest fee. But also wants to get blocks every epoch. Abu Dhabi, that's very cool. I went to the UAE on a business trip years ago when I was in Mumbai. Flew over to here. Very crazy place. Morn is in the chat. Morn, if there's something you want to say to Moontime 888 on why he should stake with your, type it into the chat, and I will Morn has got, from what I can tell, a relay, looks like in Paris, as well as another one maybe in New York City. Nope, in New Jersey. In what part of New Jersey? Kind of Rutgers, New Brunswick. So a little bit close to Newark. That means something to you. And see, what are they on? AS Chupa. Yo, Morn, can you explain what is AS Chupa? Do you know? Does that mean anything to you? I see this quite a bit in the infrastructure provider. Can you? What is that? A certain ISP? A funny name. And I see they're quite common. So I'm curious who they are. If you can type out the name of the ISP, is it Chupa? That doesn't sound right. Anyway, Morna's got 100,000 pledge. He's got 297,000 stake. Also, they are my twin on the Cardano network. We pull up Morn. Go check this out. They minted a block in 239, 241, and Monad has also very similar in size, and we found each other the other day. It was quite fun. 239, 241, 239, 241, right? Similar size. So, and Morn pointed out, I'm pulling away a little bit from him in stake. So I would appreciate it if you could help more and catch up with me because I'm bad. Voltar servers. That's AS Chupa. You know why? Do you have any idea why Voltar servers is resolving to AS Chupa? I feel like this is like another some kind of back-end infrastructure that other people like Voltar servers are relying on, or it's code for something else. I don't know what it is, but anyways, Warren, if you have anything you want to say to Moontime 888, now's your chance. What is this? Bitcoin, Ethereum. What the hell is this? This is Ganesh, don't you know? Ganesh is the Indian god that was it the guy, one of the gods came home and found this human who was like the son of his wife in bed with his wife, and he chopped off his head, and then he went out and he got an elephant's head and chopped it off and put it on the son's head. That's the story of Ganesh. Nostradamus, are you saying that this is not compelling content? I'm happy to do an AMA. I think how many more of these are there? Oh my god. Yeah, there's too many more. Yeah, let's take a short break. Um I'm bored out of my mind. So AMA, Nostradamus, Monad, got a bunch of pool operators in the channel. Yeah, I agree, Nostradamus. Thank you for looking out for me. You can tell that I know how to YouTube very well. You don't like hearing this is a pledge, this is a stake, their fee. Uh, the last thing I'll close with for before our short little break. Morn is saying it will it will well it will be nice to help out my delegators. They are the ones that not get any rewards. So Morn is saying that I think like a lot of small pool operators, um, he feels bad that the rewards aren't coming as regularly for the people who are with him. And as another independent pool operator, I wholeheartedly agree with him, and I understand where he's coming from. I got a lot of the similar feelings to Bourne, so a good guy, Bourne, there looking out for his delegator. So Nostradamus is asking us, tell us a little bit about you, sir. So I'm uh I'm an architect by training, buildings, and what I did in school was mostly parametric architect, which is this. I don't know if you know like Zaha Hadid and stuff like this, but what I would do is I would use uh, basically like programming to design buildings and make all these kind of like programmatically derived geometries that normally wouldn't be buildable without advanced computer fabrication techniques, computer CNC cutting techniques, and different kinds of routers and stuff. I went to a school. I have 2 master's degrees from this place. I got a like the largest robotics lab in architecture. Where is it? Very cool. Prototyping tomorrow. Website is changed here. Digital fabrication lab. So this is where I spend a lot of time. I used to stand over here. These are 2 6-axis KUKA robots from. Yeah, James is saying we know what we're getting into when we support the little guy, but I did a lot of like CNC routing, 5-axis milling, making a bunch of different crazy stuff, learning about programming um, through controlling these industrial robots to make stuff in the real world. Um, and that was really cool. I really enjoyed using programming not just to like turn on and off lights or change pixels on a screen, but actually to do things in the real world. I was gonna ask you the other day, actually, Nostradamus. Do you know Francis Roche? I will look up the one that you. There's a French architect. Not Francis Roche. Living in Bangkok. Like a crazy. I forget his name, but he's a very like theoretical. I'll send it to you later maybe, but makes crazy parametric buildings, very modern looking designs, very like theoretical. He was very popular when I was in school, making crazy looking things like this, like with lots of green slime and whatnot, trees everywhere, stuff like this. Oh, it's the train station. Is this a Calatrava building? Yeah. Calatrava is, I think, a Spanish architect who famous for. I think these are often used in Audi commercials. These cantilevered bridge designs, and anytime you see something like this with all these tensile wires, those tend to be Calatrava buildings. I think the New York City, there's a new like World Trade Center terminal. Yeah, look like dinosaur skeletons almost, like a Stegosaurus skeleton. These things are Calatrava buildings, and they're almost like temples to walk through. Very cool. Very nice building. So I started in architecture, and I actually taught myself programming through CAD, like programming different designs. I'm actually going to grab something. James, I made a new version of this, and I'm going to send it to him. It just finished printing. I don't know. A This is actually taken from the Cardano logo. A little bit. I tweeted a while ago. Take the different levels of the Cardano logo. I that you could. It looks like a skull inside. Yeah. Warren is saying there's crazy buildings in Dubai. There's definitely crazy buildings. This is a change holder, and I added in these little lines. I don't know, James. Which one do you like better? Do you like this more clear version? The lines are kind of horizontal, because I don't. It's probably hard to see on stream, but I was working on this to send it out. My mic is messing up because it's very directional. Move away from it, it doesn't pick up at all. That's that. So yeah, I still like to design things in my spare time. I have a 3D printer over there that I just printed this out on. And actually, maybe I can do that. Show you guys my latest thing that I want to do, just as a break from everything before we get back into it, is this. I just designed this in CAD. What is this thing? This is actually a design that I thought was pretty cool. Um, yeah, if you delegate live on air, uh, you get one of these things. Sure. And maybe actually, I'm about this is a sneak peek for y'all. So I really like this you haven't seen this, this guy reviews all these fancy Bitcoin, or not Bitcoin, seed storage keys. Have you seen these kind of things for like how to store your seeds offline? Right. So the idea is you like carve or etch or whatever your 24 words into a piece of metal, right? Stop stealing accounts. What is Keller talking about? Keller, what you talking about, man? Um, crypto key stack review. So these are different ways of storing of trying to preserve your seed phrase offline, right? So that if your house is in a fire or something, um, your words don't disappear. And it's funny, some of the cooler looking ones, they actually don't work very well. So let's see some of these things that failed. So he rates them all for like fire resistance and different things. And it's quite funny. Simple designs like this actually work a lot better than, look at these ones almost always fail. They look cool. They're all this little piece of metal with all these little metal tiles that slide into it. But when they get bent and when they burn, like the tiles get all screwed up. And so, you go back thinking your Bitcoin seed phrase or your ADA seed phrase is safe, and it didn't do anything, right? So this is a great example of keep it simple, stupid, right? Again, this rail design with little metal tiles that slide in. These rails deform and heat, and then the tiles just slide all around, right? Same thing with the crush test. These rails get screwed up. So you spend like $200 or $300 on these fancy wallet, and then it doesn't even preserve anything. Another one. So, anyways, to get to the point, I saw this design, which was actually super cool. I thought, you get a bunch of washers, an M6 bolt, and what you do is you stamp the washers with your phrase, right? Or the different words. So what I'm planning on doing is I will stamp like a number between 1 and 24, right? I think it's a 24 word seed phrase. And then I will stamp the first 4 letters of the word onto the thing, because actually those are the only 4 letters you need in most of these seed phrase wallets. There's no other, they only have one word that starts with those 4 letters. So you can see this simple design passes the heat test. It passes the acid test. Even in the crush stress test, this bolt gets deformed, but it doesn't lose. And even if you were to separate this bolt, right? You end up with if you stamp the number of the word onto the washer, you can recover, the order correctly that way. So, but what they say is this is a really good design, but it's a huge pain to stamp letters into them, right? So what I decided to do is I designed this little I actually have so I'll switch over to the full screen camera. I'm waiting for the washers and the other thing to arrive. But the idea here is that these little holes in this little piece of plastic will hold the different dies, and that way you can hit it, hammer, and mark the washer. Guys, never print words, but print the number relative to it. Big recommendation. What's what? What's Oh, are you saying look at the BIP39 list and figure out what number of the word that is on the list? So yeah, James, what I was thinking is because it's taken me so long to ship that thing out, I'm going to send you one of these as well. And if you buy one, I bought a set of these. Oh, sorry, I don't have my screen being shared. That's an interesting tip, Nostradamus. And that BIP39 list is fixed. It's never going to change. So there's this thing, right? These are I'm a little bit I bought my set for like $20 on Amazon, and I don't know that it's the highest quality. I tried to buy one with tool steel for marking up a steel plate, and then I bought a bunch of these M6 diameter inner diameter washers that I think these are called like fender washers, right? They have this large flange to I guess they're meant for holding fenders onto cars. What is a fender washer designed for? Maybe James knows. But right, the idea is you take one of these washers, you put it in this little groove, you turn this block upside down, put the die in there. Then I gave it how what do you see? 6 holes. I was thinking 0 and then 1 up in this 12 o'clock position right here for like the number of the word, and then the first 4 letters of the word can go clockwise around the edge. They're used in roofs more to hold on shingles and stuff like that. Anytime you want to hold something down, I'm guessing, is when these washers are used. But in this design, right, we're just using them because they have a lot of surface area for us to mark with. And I think the ones that I bought were stainless steel 304, which is a pretty tough alloy, which should be resistant to a lot of things. And what I was thinking to do is I'll mark the front and I'll mark the back with the same word. That way, if there is some kind of corrosion or something, I have the word on the same piece of metal twice. And then I'm, if one of the letters gets rubbed out or somehow illegible, um, hopefully it's more legible on the other side, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna test this out tomorrow when my washers and my tool die, my stamp die set comes. I might have to change the dimensions of this a little bit, but the idea here is that this seemed like a really beautiful, simple design that anyone can do. And as they know, the advantage of this is you're not buying it from anyone, so no one knows that you have, like when Ledger got hacked, now all these people are getting death threats and things, that we're going to give us your keys or we're going to kill your family. No one, is going to be suspicious if you buy 24 washers and an M6 bolt and an acorn cap nut, to hold all these washers together. And it's quite resilient, and it should be a lot cheaper than a lot of these other designs, which can be what, like $80, $100, $200. So I'm gonna send James one of these, and the what do you say? Change Ada changer. Um, you'll have to find, James. Are these common? These kind of they sell these in the States. Yeah, that's my one concern. I was gonna hide it in with my hardware that I keep behind me on a shelf, but I'm worried that like it might get used by somebody. So still have to figure out where to put it. But these washers should be pretty good, even like buried in the earth or in some other thing. Thank you, James. So I think this could be pretty cool, and I'm hoping I'm putting this. I'll probably post this to cryptocurrency when I'm done with it, our cryptocurrency, and hopefully get some people interested in ADA through that, because I think this is just a good design, and I'll open source this little design and make it available so that anyone with a 3D printer can print one out or get it printed. I think a lot of libraries even nowadays have 3D printers available, right? Um, and I might throw it up in like an Etsy store or something like that if people don't have 3D printers near them and want to get it printed out and sent to them. How we doing? How was story time? Um, who wants to get back into the slog through all the pools? I'm gonna count how many more we have left. There's Vegan's Planet. That's one. Ensalada 2. Easy 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Some of these are repeats, I think. 14, 15, 16, 18, 19. God, what did I sign up for? 20, 21. Okay. 30. I'm guessing 30 or 40 more pools to go. 30 or 40 more pools to go. I should have saved some content for later, right? And the other one. Okay. So yeah, if that's something you like, Cardano are hackers. Yeah, we're hackers. We're trying to hack the world, man. Ludovico. We're trying to change things. Do you like the world today, Ludovico? Do you think that the world is a good place and that it should continue the way it is? Or do you think that the world could use some improvement, Mr. Ippolito? Is that Italian? What was the other guy? There was some other guy who jumped in. Stop stealing accounts. Keller. Are they still there? No, man. Nostradamus. You call for break again, okay? When it gets boring, okay? Or it's gonna get boring again in a second. But when we can't take anymore, um, just call timeout, okay? And we'll get back to something else. Okay. There's lots of beauty in the world, but I think there's lots of things that can be made better in the world. Right? That's what I'm trying to get at. Vegan SPO. Vegan. Where's vegan at? So they put down their pool as ticker as VEGN. I saw there was another ticker, vegan, but I'm gonna go with what they wrote in Twitter. They got one relay, they got 100,000 pledge, got 600,000 ADA staked, 1.9 fee on DigitalOcean, and they're vegan. I'm guessing. Yep. I agree with you guys. It's especially lately. Um, I have some kind of concerns. I think I was maybe being too negative on Twitter, and you know, Cardano is cool. I like Cardano. I'm spending a lot of time on Cardano. Um, and I don't like that maybe people associate me with negativity now from everything. But salad, they probably don't. That's probably too large of an ego. People don't associate me with anything because they don't know who I am. So first, I should be associated with bad things before I worry about being associated with anything. Ensalada pool, cool cat memes. And it looks like they just got a delegation from IOHK, so they got 145,000 pledge, 2 relays in the middle of the U.S., 2.5 fee, and 1.8 million staked. I don't see their other pool anyplace, so I'm guessing they have 2 pools in the same. Next. Easy one. Yeah, I had my dad had a coworker who lost their family. They were on vacation somewhere in Bali or someplace, and I think the woman survived, and the husband and the young child, 2 or 3 year old, were swept away and never seen again. It's so sad. Not a good way to lose people. The ocean, very, I don't know. Scale of humanity becomes very real next to the ocean, right? Easy one. Um, this is cool. Easy one's running a cluster on a Raspberry Pi. I really respect that. I think it's much cooler to run it's much more elegant to run something with the bare minimum and have it run well than it is to just throw hardware and throw money at a solution. Like there's kind of this American saying with cars, there's no replacement for displacement. Like, the American way for engineering is to just like have like an 8-liter V8 engine or V12 engine. And in Japan, we do more about like, efficiency. So we will like turbocharge a 1.8-liter engine and make it tons of horsepower kind of thing. So what I'm trying to say is Easy One running their cluster on Raspberry Pis, to me that's much cooler than running it on some kind of like 32 core Threadripper setup, because that's kind of the point of Cardano, is it doesn't need to be run on GPUs or really beefy power hungry hardware. So I respect, that's why I'm talking a little bit more about Easy One than I am some of these other pools we're blowing through. They've got one relay. It might be behind a DNS, so they've only registered one on chain. 44,500 pledge and 135,000 total stake, and a 1% fee. So even though this is a pretty small pool, I'm gonna give a big shout out to Easy One, because I think they're doing something a little bit different and adding value to the community. So even though the metrics might not be the best, this looks like a really cool. If I'm following them, I'm not following them, and I'm going to respect running. It's a little bit difficult to get um the Cardano the Cardano node running through ARM. You have to like target a different architecture when you're compiling and other kind of stuff. So from one techie, I think that's next. Crypto Creature. What's Crypto Creature? Where are you at, Crypto Creature? CR or Crypto Creature? Is that what that stands? Thank you, Nostradamus. Eat some good pad thai or green curry or something less stereotypically Thai for me, okay? CRCR has got one relay, 100,000 pledge, and 1.6 million total stake. Small stake pool, just starting out, making some tea. Cool. Other people are replying now. Looks like this thread is blown up. Please consider staking with Arca. Donating to orphanages. Let's check out Arca. Today is cheese and potato. Okay. I know, yeah, I get you. Oh, this is cool. Arca Tech Kalidas, 50,000 pledge, 15 million. That's good. Out of Bangalore, Arca, the Indian pool. My wife is her family's from Calcutta. Originally from Dhaka before partition happened, and this is a pretty nice. Looks like it might be an NRI, a non-resident Indian who's working in San Francisco and running their pool out of India. They got some ipsum lorem text, but yeah, cool pool donating to orphanages over in India. Nova Era pool. What's the ticker for Nova Era? Era. Era. Two relays. Looks like they're in LA and New York. On DigitalOcean, 40,000 pledge, 120,000 stake. Yep. Normal cool pool. It's kind of, I don't know. I've never spent this long looking at this. Kind of interesting. Cost percent range from one. So Ryan is asking cost percent range from 1 to 6%. Which one is better? ROA seems to be around 5% on all of them. So this is a good thing to maybe discuss quickly. Is that the percent fee doesn't really change your rewards that much, right? I think most people in chat probably understand this already, but percent fee it's a percentage of a percentage, right? So if pool, let's say we have 10 delegators and we mint one block, we get 1,000 ADA. The first thing that happens is 340 ADA usually is taken as the minimum fee. Operators are running with the lowest minimum fee, and then you get 660 ADA left over. The percentage fee comes out of that, either that or the 1,000. I don't know which total, or the remaining left over after the mint fee. And so, that one block is usually resulting in 5% per year. And then the pool operator, if they have a what do you call it, a percentage fee on top of that, it's like, even if it's 5%, which is a rather high fee, it's 5% of 5%, right? So what is that quickly? Let's say you have $1,000, right? And you're getting 5% a year. It means you're getting $50 in interest a year, right? I'm just using US dollars. And if someone were to take 5% of that, so from the $50 that you get a year in interest, the bank or the pool operator would be taking $2.50 if they had a 5% fee, which most don't. And that's why people tell you it doesn't really matter. And especially if a pool is doing something interesting, that's probably better for the network and better for your price appreciation long term, to support something like that, because you'll make more money by losing out on this $2.50 by supporting a pool doing something useful, because your ADA that you own will be worth more likely, right? So I think that's how we might break up some of this content. We'll actually read I was skipping over the non-pool comments, but those are actually probably the most interesting ones, right? To answer questions like that. Major, probably won't be able to find Major because they wrote that they just launched. Not able to find Major here. Go over to PoolTool.io. I don't run, just to explain why I can't find Major, I don't run this live all the time. I do it after the epic transition because that's what matters for staking. So Major pools got 41,000 ADA live, 10,000 ADA pledge, just started. If you want to help someone who's just started, it's really tough to get started because no one knows if you've got your setup right. I tend to recommend new pool operators. I don't really think many people are going to delegate to you until you mint a block, because it's impossible to know if you've got it set up correctly. So I kind of think that new pool operators have to run through a trial by fire, where you just got to wait however long you got to wait till get your first block. Once you get your first block, I think it's kind of okay to kind of be like, hey, I'm here. I showed that I know how to get this set up. I waited a fucking long time to get my first block, and now I'm here. So it's kind of like your debutante party. But if anyone is super generous, then you can delegate with Major and help them get to their first block. But you'd probably want to have a conversation with them first and understand exactly what they're doing, and why they think they have their pool set up correctly. That would be what I would recommend if you were staking with someone who has not yet got a block yet. B-Pool. Single pool operator, 60,000 pledge. Oh, decent amount of ADA, 15 million ADA, 0.4%. That can be lifetime. What do you mean, more? You mean that like it can be the lifetime that they don't get a block? lot of on Twitter. What's going on Twitter? I just noticed I have 7 notifications. Oh, Morn. Morn is retweeting us. Thank you, Morn. And Braveheart and Crypto Prediction like to tweet. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Was I not following this person? Follow this person. Oh, he liked me back for liking the arm thing. Forge. Forge is my buddy. We help each other. He likes my nick. If you don't understand what he's talking about, monad is a very difficult to understand concept in mathematics, which is applied to Haskell, which is the programming language that Cardano is written in, that allows you to have things like input and output while maintaining a purely functional, programming language, which means that there's no such thing as state. And I'm reading here at the same time. Question about the fees. Most pool fees are 348. Does that mean we were supposed to pay out 340 per epoch week? Confused about that part. So I'm gonna type my reply. Great question. The 340 fee comes from the total pot of rewards for that epoch and is only paid once per pool. No blocks are minted epoch. No fee paid. Cannot lose money. Data. Does that answer your question? Oh. If you disagree with that answer, please go tell me why I'm stupid in this tweet with Clayton Taylor. I think it's in this Moontime thread. Okay? And I think I just messed up my thing. Okay. Asha. Asha, that sounds Indian. Asha's ticker Asha? It is. Asha. I have a Lotus too. That also looks Indian. Asha is Asha stake pool. They have 398,000 total stake. Says they have 0 pledge. I didn't know that was possible. That if I see something weird, I want to look it up on Pool2 because that will help me fix my site if I find something is wrong. But no, this is saying, yeah. Oh, so they just increased their pledge from 0 to 14,500. So that's what's going on there. But they probably, when they set it up with 0 and then they increased it, right? So that's Asha stake pool. Loris. Pick any small pool. EU01. Where's EU01? There's also USA01. Well, I wonder if they're related. They've got one stake pool in, I think this is Kansas again, and one in Finland. 250K to pledge, 3 relays, and it's at 1 million on GCP. There you go. Moon 1. We haven't had a winner, a new winner. Someone displaced someone else in our pledge fee stake relay infra exotic locale for a while now. Moon 1 has 4 relays, 161,000 pledge, and 2.58 million total stake. 2.5% fee. Moon 1. I wonder if they have any pools on the moon. Any relays? Nope. Moon 1. Had my chat minimum. Patrick, why do you say that? Patrick is saying that it doesn't matter. Worst thing for delegators is inconsistency in the stake. It doesn't matter if you have 50,000 ADA or 5 million ADA stake, but if it switches from 50K to 5 million too quickly, you won't be able to get the 5% per year. I don't know if I agree with that, Patrick. I think that that kind of works itself out in the lifetime distribution, right? That on that, I think in an epic where you have a large amount of stake, like 5 million, you'll get a small piece of more guaranteed rewards. And then if it goes back to 50,000, for a good chunk of the year, then you won't get many blocks at 50,000, but when you do, it'll be very significant. So to me, it's like I don't know. I think it would work itself out, but I'm happy to understand more, Patrick, for why you're saying that variance in stake would result in invariance in rewards. That's interesting. Use Pool Tool. Yeah, Pool Tool is good. I actually would recommend using monadpool.com/cardano.html because you can do cool things like we've been doing for the past hour or two and find a pool near you. I stake my ADA farm. Let's look up farm. Scottish farmer. This is not the pool operator, but one of the happy delegators telling. Scottish Scottish farmer with their relay in Gloucester. 15,000 pledge and 4 million ADA staked. Good for them. 4% fee. I would prefer small tools like Consensus Monkey. Consensus Monkey, I cannot see your ticker, so I'm going to skip you. Select the community pool, not farms. This is Lug Pool. Oh, is that Luigi? What Lug stands? Get any Patrick saying you won't get any blocks for a long time, and then it switches before you get the benefit. It'd be interesting. I'd be curious if you write up a little script in Python. I still think in the long run it would even out, and by you know, it's kind of like that live stake metric in not live stake, total live stake in IO. At least that's how I'm thinking about it, Patrick. I'm gonna pull up Monad for a second. So, right, where's that number? Lifetime stake. I think this is a pretty useful thing to think about, right? From a pool perspective, per epoch, if you just sum all the ADA that has been in it, you get per epoch snapshot, you get this number, right? I think that this number divided by 1.32 million is roughly how many blocks you have. Yeah, so that's what I'm arguing, Patrick, is that your delegators, they could have gone a lot longer without any rewards, and the small rewards they're getting now, I think, outweigh the long drought that they would have gotten. So it's kind of interesting. I think at the pool level, we pull up Babel, we can kind of look at that. Babel. Right? So you've got 10.9 million lifetime stake, and I think from like this epic, next epic going on, this you'll be getting a block every epic, right? And this lifetime ROS, yeah, I get what you're saying now, maybe a little bit. This is low right now, but I would expect this number to shoot up to 5 very quickly. 5 or above. I'm thinking that if we look at this thing, I think I think that the compensation for the epics without any blocks will be made up for pretty soon in the epics that you have coming, where you get 2 and 3 and 4 blocks, right? When you get some of these epics under your belt, I think that will make up, and I think this lifetime ROS should shoot way up for you and your delegators. But yeah, if you were only to get 1 block every epic from now until the end, then yeah, you probably it would kind of suck for your people who were waiting for the big block. But now that you have a big pool, or you have a 5.4 million stake pool, I think that big block for them is an epic where you get 3 or 4 luck decide. Yeah, but I mean, luck makes up in the other way too. If so, we'll see. I mean, either way, I'm glad that you're minting blocks. It's good for you, and it's good for your I think it's good for your delegators to have that steady reward. Oh, stake for cake. This is the ticker cake, I think. Check out Cake. Who likes the band Cake? Belgium. Antwerp. Brussels. 215,000 ADA in the pledge, 1.6 million staked, 2.2% fee. They're not on AWS or GCP. That's cool. Stake for cake. Rhymes. And they're in Brussels. Cool pool. Luna staking, I think we already covered. Cardano Girl may have something up her sleeve. Maybe this person's opening a pool, but hasn't yet. Pool Grow, we went over at the beginning. Stake with us. Cobalt Lending. I think this is a platform. I don't think this is a pool. This is, so keeping that. Texan Stake. Texas. Don't mess with Texas. Don't mess with Texas, especially when Texas is in Oregon. Texan. 1 relay, 641,000 ADA, 2.2 million, 1.5 fees on AWS. So this is probably a guy from Texas who's opened their pool on AWS and just picked this area. Staking with bacon. We do eco already? I think we did eco. Eco. Isn't it amazing how many pools there are? And oh my god, I'm glad we didn't skip eco. Eco is in Auckland. I have a friend who lives in Auckland. 2 relays in New Zealand. If they had a relay in another location, I might put them down for exotic locale. They're at the edge of the world over in Auckland. They got 100,000 pledge and 4.7 million ADA staked. 3% fee. That's cool. I wonder if there's more ADA in New Zealand or more sheep. Taken with bacon. See if there's a ticker under bacon. Nope, I don't see a bacon ticker. Proof of Africa is a small size SPO doing big things. Check out their headline interview with IOG Africa Operation. That was a cool video. Did you guys see that? The John O'Connor. Isn't John O'Connor the Terminator name? But announcing that they're very, 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 very close to finalizing a deal with I think it's Ethiopia, but it was speculated to be one of a few African governments. So POA has it's very cool that they actually have a relay in Africa. That's very, very good. One of the few pools that does. So that's really important, and I would highly recommend staking with them if you want to see Cardano expand in the DAP scene in Africa. So 100,000 pledge and 8.8 million staked, 5.895% fee. There's a little bit higher fee, but like, probably, has to be that way because the even AWS or whatever, they're not on AWS. Excuse me, not on AWS, ex nihilo. But I imagine it's a little bit more expensive to set up a relay in Africa than it is in some of these, more saturated marketplaces. So that's POA. Next, berry pool. Is berry a pool? Does everyone know what we're doing? Is everyone confused why I'm just droning on to my computer? Can I get some hollers over in chat? What's going on, you guys? Barry has got, I don't know what part of Canada this is. He's by some big lake in Pointe Talon National Park. Barry. 450,000 ADA pledged. 1 million in stake. So he's got almost twice the size of his pledge only. That's cool. He's got a very low leverage. And his other pools in southern Germany. And I don't think either of his services were on a AWS or GCP. So that's a pretty good thing. Pool, very pool. Keep on going on down. 007. There's so many pools out there. Each one is the best. Everyone gets a shiny star. You get a delegator. You get a delegator. You get a delegator. Oh, it's magic when I don't sing. Year 5 math. We got 2 students in here. It's pretty interesting to me. I don't think I was doing anything cool like this when I was a student. We got 2 pool operators doing homework in the chat. It's awesome. 007. It looks like he's got. Is that a 1 million pledge? 1 million pledge. Damn. And 1.19 million staked. So this guy's carrying his pool with his pledge. 3% fees. In Germany. Seaflow. Toot toot. I think Seaflow is Alexandra Hux. Where's Seaflow at? Seaflow has got 2 relays. Pretty big pledge of 700,000 and 62 million. They're right at saturation or on the borderline. 1.9% fee is pretty low for such a big pool and 2 relays. Other ones in Zurich, looks like. And I think you would not saturate the pool with the amount of ADA that you are staking. So you could still fit in there probably. Next pool is True. If any of you guys in chat have any questions about staking or what to do or what am I talking about when I'm talking about min fees and this stuff, please feel free to put them down. I'm starting to get sleepy. True, where is True at? True is also in southern Germany. It's got 2 relays, 1.45 million in pledge, and then it looks like 13 million staked. 2.5% fee, 2 relays in Germany, or is it Austria? And München. I think that, right? It's not said Munich. Is it München? Okay. Next up, a dingo ate my baby. An Australian pool? Who thinks it's an Australian pool? Go. Cardano staking pool built in the heart of Singapore. It looks like they have a dingo for their icon. But they're relays in New York. 50,000 pledge, 647,000 total stake on DigitalOcean. Another nice small pool, independent pool. You can move it to Celsius Network. Boo. No problem. Celsius Network. Oros, Cordopia. We talked about the Kurdish pool already. That was cool. I think weren't they like the largest pledge? Yeah. Cordopia has the largest pledge of any pool we've seen so far. 3 million ADA. Mission driven pools is a group of pools, not an individual pool. We QNT has a cool thing where they buy light bulbs for people in Africa. I've seen their Twitter feed. So We QNT has got one relay, I think in Belgium it looks like, or Amsterdam. 50,000 pledge, 6.5 million in stake, and 3% fee. ANP. ANP is, whoa, I'm tempted to give an honorable mention to ANP, Ada North Pool. I think they might have the relay closest to the North Pole. Yeah, Nostradamus, that sounds good. You get after me and let's try to do something this week. I think I agree with you. I wouldn't mind doing it though, depending if you're available or not. If you want to chat, we can do that. ANP 100,000 pledge, 6.3 million staked, 2.5% fee. And like I said, I think this is the northernmost relay I have seen, definitely tonight, and I think it might be in the world. So ANP, Norwegian pool. Live, LIV. LIV. This London. 4 relays, 230K pledge, 5.4 million staked, 1.5. They're not on big cloud provider. Some local ISP, that's cool. Low fee, that's cool. Live is alive. ATM 1. What is their ticker? ATM? Don't see it. New? ATM? Not new. I don't know why they're not appearing on my thing. 700,000-ish ADA. 100K pledge. I'll have to check this out, why they don't appear. Check here if they. I'm gonna make a note. This is the first relay or pool that I found that's not on the map and is not a new pool. So I'm myself for that. We QNT we covered. Chili pool. Rodrigo. First Chill is in Kansas. Chill. Open up a relay in Chile. One relay, 35,000 pledge, and 15 million. Very nice. 15 million staked. And where are they? They're in Omaha. Or near Omaha. Iowa, Des Moines. Oh my god. I noticed that my battery died on my camera. Camera back. So we made it to the end of the list. I think was like 88 pools that we went through. I hope you had a fun time looking at all the pools all over the world that we looked at. Oh, I missed one. What pool did I miss, everybody? What pool did I miss? Let's go find another pool. There's one that I missed. My pool is so cool. The ticker is in lowercase. You know why it's in lowercase? Go over here. If you are on Pool2IO and you sort by tickers descending, Monad is on the first page because it's a lowercase ticker. That's growth hacking right there, right? Oh, yeah. I guess I could have used a Japanese. This is Fujisan, which is Mount Fuji, Japan. This is Kitty. I could have used the Japanese letters, hiragana, katakana, or kanji, and it would have put me up there too. But I thought probably difficult to type. So by keeping my ticker in lowercase, at least on Pool2IO, it shows up on the first page that way. And the funniest thing ever is that my pool actually is thank you, Nostradamus the more. Are you related to Nostradamus? Other account, or is that just a fan of yours? My relays are in LA, Seattle, Chicago, and Amsterdam. I have 2 registered on the network, which show up here and here, and the other ones are dark relays, so that if someone was to take down these 2 relays, the pool would still be alive. That way, basically, if someone was to not want Monad to mint a block, they might. These IPs are public, right? Anyone can find them on chain. Nostradamus is talking to Mostradamus in chat. So you guys are different. I thought it was just like your personal account. That's funny. So like I was saying, these are 2 of my relays. I run on a smaller provider called Racknerd, because they had a good deal on a VPS on a cloud server, in the cities that I mentioned. So I bought up like 5 or so of those, and I registered 2 of the relays on chain. But the infra provider shows up as AS Colo Crossing, and this is some kind of like co-located crossing. Maybe my VPS provider is actually buying from another person co-located, and for whatever reason, their latitude and longitudes for their IPs resolved to Buffalo, New York. But this is an example of this website not, it's relying on an API to find the latitude and longitude. So my pledge is actually not 60,000. I just upped it. Let's go check this out. My pledge has been just raised to 64,000, and we have 389,000 ADA in our pool. The percent fee is not 4%. Actually, needs to be updated in this website. It's 0% until we get to 5 million ADA staked. Because the 340 fee actually results in a pretty high fee for delegators. So that's what I'm thinking there. I wrote on my website, I would like to, the reason I'm doing a 4% fee when we do get to 5 million is that I would like to, as much as possible, maintain a single pool operator. And so I think the economics of that make it so that by having this fee, I don't have as much incentive to open many pools. Second best pool, Patrick. I gotcha. So that's Monad, and yeah, we do cool stuff like fiat not as good as it used to be. I used to be able to get for 100 yen 10 ADA, man. 10 ADA. Now can not even get 2 ADA for 100 yen. And this 500 yen coin, right? That's what, like 8 or so ADA now? Like a $5 coin. But yeah. Other thing we're working on now, I should have an update for you guys tomorrow. I just posted the little preview of it to Twitter. Put this up here. Is this little jig to help you take a die stamping set like this and hammer your key, your seed phrase into these washers like this guy is doing here. And it looks pretty durable, it looks pretty safe. And I think this is cool because I spent like $100 on this ledger over Black Friday at the end of last year. And I just got my pool running with it, which is cool. I'm very happy about that. More secure. Basically its own offline air-gapped machine, right? Which is sending transactions to sign. But I still have the conundrum. This has a seed phrase. Where do I put that seed? Right now, it's on a piece of paper and on a few different places. But I don't feel so safe about a piece of paper. Right? So my idea, not my idea, but I was interested in getting a metal storage wallet, and you can look at this guy has a bunch of really good reviews of all of these devices, and he submits them to, like, I don't know, 3,000 degrees temperature, which is like around hotter than 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is hotter than most house fires get to, right? And puts them in acid and tries to smash them with a like 20 tons of force. And so I think it's a pretty good review that if you want peace of mind that your seed phrase is safe, you might get something like this. But I thought this was a pretty cool low-tech solution to that. But the main downside that I saw was that in his setup, he said that due to the size and shape of the washers, it's a huge pain to stamp letters onto them. So what I did was, this is a Windows VM. This is the little bowl. I'll keep this open. I'll talk about that in a second. Look at the die stamp. Opening. So the idea here is that, right, I just made this little rectangular block. I just finished 3D thing. And the idea is these you'd put a leading 0 there and 1 there, right? The number 0 and then 1 for your first word, and then you put the first 4 letters around clockwise, because you only need the first 4 letters for your seed phrase in the whatever BIP 39 thing. And then, you do 0-2 and then do the next word, 0-3, then do the next word. On 24 different washers. You could do 12 if you did front and back of the same washer with, 0-1 and 0-2. You work your way on down the line, you get your seed phrase stamped into all these washers. Then what do you do with that? You put them on a bolt and cap it. That way all of your seed words are kept together. So looks like we have 7 people in chat. I'm happy to answer any questions anyone has before I jump off. I'll keep talking for a little bit in case someone has a question and they've stuck around the whole time. Yeah, I plan on. I'm gonna test this tomorrow. I just ordered this die stamp set and these washers. These are called fender washers. It's got an M6 hole in the middle and like a 25 millimeter outer diameter. So this little thing is designed to have that slot nicely in it. And the idea is you'd put that like on the floor, you'd put the washer on the floor, you'd put this on top of it, you slide the die into this from the what looks like the bottom from this perspective, but that would be on the top later, and then you hit that with the hand. What's my favorite book? Um, there's a I oh, when I was an undergrad, I was a liberal arts major, and I mostly just read books. And so a few of my favorite authors are a bunch of Japanese authors, Mishima Yukio and How Durable Is It If You Miss and Smack It with a Hammer? This will break if you miss and smack it with it. Might not break, but wouldn't be good. You're supposed to hit those die stamps with these like big ass hammers that are like that wide, so it's a bit easier to not screw it up. But I'll jump back to the book question. If I had to pick one Japanese book, I think it would be this by an author called Dazai Osamu, and it's called No Longer Human in English. Um, and yeah, it kind of translates to like not like humanity. How do you say, like, you cannot be a part of humanity, something like that? A little bit misanthropic, maybe a little bit. Um, yeah, he tries to kill himself a few times unsuccessfully and stuff like that. It's actually based on it's kind of autobiographical from the author's perspective, but it's novelization, and it's a very good book. I really really like it. Um, Thinking Western authors, I'm a huge Kurt Vonnegut fan. Um, I also like stuff like Catch 22. Um, what else? I read a lot of like Hemingway and a lot of the American authors who would sit on the banks of Paris in World War II. Also Orwell and those guys, of course. Any dystopian, utopian book about the future. Those were my jams. Um, Recently, I've been reading more nonfiction than fiction, but I used to hate nonfiction, and I used to want to be a writer, actually. Um, but I didn't have any life experiences when I was an undergrad, and all I had were like sad little romances that were pathetic and not worth writing about. So I went out and I stuff like that, and I tried to be an architect, or didn't. I actually never worked as an architect. I went immediately into R&D, working on embedding IoT sensors into glass, so that they could be used by architects or building designers in making like advanced kinetic facades. Like, show you some stuff like that. This is a pretty famous building. Like this, it's somewhere in the Middle East. I forget exactly where, but maybe Morn knows. Um, but these you can see this window. It kind of, I'm gonna make this full screen, so there's no need to have. I'll go over that too. I'm gonna put this over here, and we'll get back to that. These little origami things can open and close depending on how bright or how sunny it is outside, and the idea there is like to shade the building before the sun comes into the building. And so by detecting, is the sun out, is it a sunny day or is it a cloudy day, I guess you could just use a calendar, right? You know what time the sun rises and sunsets and various things like that. But a facade like this, wired up with sensors, can be more responsive to the environment around it. So What I forgot to do, and why I didn't close this tab actually, is to give a rundown for our original trigger for this stream, which was Moontime 8888, and give them a rundown of the pools that we are going to recommend to them. So, drum roll, awards please. Let's do this on Pool.io. Curd had the highest pledge. So why you would go with Curd is if you want the most rewards possible. Pledge is the only thing that a pool operator can do aside from not having downtime when there are blocks assigned to them that will actually boost the rewards of their delegators. I get a little bit upset sometimes when people talk about all the work they're doing for their delegators and how they provide high quality staking services, when the fact of the matter is the only thing a pool operator can do to help you get more rewards and offer high quality staking services is provide you with higher pledge. Period. It's not that hard to make sure that you have a pool running when you are assigned blocks, because pool operators can check 36 hours in advance of an epoch starting exactly when they're scheduled to get blocks, right? So all you have to do is make sure that you're not updating your pool during those times that you're getting blocks, and you'll be fine, right? So other than that, it's doing what Curd has done, and out of everyone in your thread, Mr. Moontime 888, who replied, Curd had the highest pledge. So Curd has the highest quality stake pool in terms of helping you get more rewards. We can check what was their fee. Fee was 3%. 3% is not a lot. They have a high pledge. Probably doesn't matter too much at these levels. I've read that pledge only really kicks in at like a third of K, or a third of the saturation value. So like around 20 million pledge is where it really starts to make a difference, or maybe 10 or 20 million. That's that. For the lowest fees, we had Atlas, Squid, and Twin One, with 8%, 0.8% for Atlas and Squid, and 0.5 for Twin One. And for the largest, well, it actually wasn't this. It was Seaflow. Seaflow was right at like 62 million for the largest stake pool that answered in your thread. Relays, Topo had the most. There was someone else that had 6 as well, but Topo, maybe. I didn't note them down. Topo had 6. In terms of infrastructure, Brada and GRC1 both had a good mix of infrastructure. This is pretty unique. I don't see too many pools that split their infrastructure across providers, but it's actually a pretty good thing to do, to be like if you are going with like GCP or AWS or somebody else, to not be totally dependent on just that one provider, right? So they've got their infrastructure split up across GCP and Hetzner, and GRC1 has it on a local Greek ISP and DigitalOcean. And they also both have their pools running in rather unique locations that I think are providing value to the network. You know, Sao Paulo. I think Latin America is going to be huge for Cardano. And GRC1 has got both India and Greece, as well as an extra 2 relays in these, packed places in Germany and USA to help them probably with propagation to the rest of the network and that kind of stuff. So very cool. I'll probably make a timestamp to this little part of the video so you don't have to watch 2 hours and 30 minutes of overviews and random tangents on totally different things. But I just want to say thank you to everyone in stream who was watching. And I think at one point we had like 10 people, which was pretty cool. I really appreciate that. If you liked it, please like, subscribe, and share the video. I think we covered a little bit about everything, and I'll probably make a video or two dedicated to some of the seed word phrase and some other stuff going on later. So thank you. It's late for me, past midnight. Go to bed. Okay. Have a good night, everybody.